Hi Fem Founders, my name is Gia. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe now for more self-growth, self-care, and self-image. Okay, you're going to want to stay till the very end. Stay till the very end because the very last tip is the most important that you're going to need to incorporate this ideal into your everyday life. Change your language. So what you communicate with the world is how the world will most likely communicate with you. You set the precedent of any conversation when you curse. When you start cursing, it opens up the ability for other people to curse and other people might start cursing. So you kind of set the standard. When you set the standard to be a positive one, when you don't say a lot of negative things, when you say positive things about yourself only, other people will see that too. And there are lots of kind of sour and salty people out there that if you start talking negatively about yourself, they will repeat that to you later if they have an issue with you. So it's important to position yourself with your communication, and that's a brand alone. Your personal brand is very important, especially when it comes to your language. Hey guys, editing Gia over here. If you notice in marketing campaigns like for beer commercials or any type of alcohol, they make sure to stray away from saying anything that has to do with driving. So language is important when you want to portray any type of message. You have to be very careful with your wording. You have to be very strategic with what you say. And I know it's not a big deal on the regular to you, like cursing, nobody cares, but it really does matter in the long run, and how you use your language, something that you use every single day. Being able to communicate really is a skill. You need to do it properly so that you respect yourself. I'm not saying just don't curse. I'm saying turn the negative things you say, spin them around with a positive way of saying them. On Instagram for my Fem Founders Club, so you should go follow it right now because there are so many motivational things, so many positive things, get you in that glamorous mindset of abundance and no scarcity mindset, and how to grow and how to remember that you are always developing, that you are always the best version of yourself right now. There was a post I created that was how to email like a boss. Instead of saying, I'm sorry I'm late, you walk in and say, thank you for waiting, thank you for being patient, and then start your whatever you need to do. So I think it's really important for women specifically to not say I'm sorry. There are very specific times to say I'm sorry and say I'm sorry for your loss. That's a time to say I'm sorry. If there's an argument and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm having such a huge ego right now, I need to stop this argument. I like this person a lot, so I need to chill and just apologize. That's the time to say I'm sorry. If you step on someone's foot, if you bump into someone, that's the time to say I'm sorry. If you do something wrong, and no matter how big or small it is, you need to apologize. But if you say I'm sorry that happened to you, that's fine to say, but you can find another way to say that. I had surgery and I couldn't go with my friends on this hike. Girlfriend, she said, I'm sorry you feel that way. I wish there was something I can do. I like to turn that into action. I told her immediately, I said, no need to be sorry. This is surgery. I'm gonna feel horrible for a bit, really uncomfortable for a bit. That's meant to be with surgery. That's okay. I did this to myself. I got elective surgery, so that's totally fine. I said, no need to be sorry about this. Life happens. Sometimes the circumstances aren't what you wish for. That's okay. Or sometimes it's not okay and you just have to deal with it. You just have to be positive. How you react to life is what makes you who you are. I just told her, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get better soon. If I'm not tomorrow the next day, I will be even better the day after. Things will just progress and it just takes time. Don't worry about it. And she kept saying, I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that, blah, blah, blah. There's no reason to be sorry for that. Life happens. Life is cruel sometimes. The world is a cold place and we just have to make it a warm one by injecting a little bit of who we are, and we are positive. We just have to remember that and remind each other with our language and with our friends. Instead of saying I'm struggling, take away negative language by asking a question, by taking action. I personally, if I have an issue with something, it becomes this negative thing and I'm complaining. Instead of just complaining, I find a solution to what I'm complaining about so that I can justify my complaining. I don't like to just complain and sit there and be like, ugh. I think, okay, what's a solution? How do I figure out how to get out of this? I know all of you Fem Founders out there are like, yeah, totally, a no-brainer. But some people just don't have that kind of thinking, and that's okay. They will figure it out, especially if you watch this video and watch all my videos, self-image playlist. You will find, as long as you're resourceful, as long as you can Google things, as long as you have hands that can type, as long as you are human who wants to get into a better situation. Instead of saying I'm struggling, ask yourself, what can I do to make this situation better instead? Changing your language, communicating that with yourself first will give you practice into other people seeing you as wow, she treats herself very well and I can see something about it, but I can't exactly pin what it is. And the truth is, you got all that practice, you got all that mindset, you got into the habit of talking to yourself in a very very positive light so that other people see, wow, she's such a positive person. I know it's hard to be positive. I suffer with chronic depression. That's totally like everybody I know, everybody who's close to me has experienced my depression, and it's brutal. And then like it's really up and down, it's highs and lows. You just have to deal with it, and you have to deal with it in a way that makes life easier to handle. The best way, I think personally, is by being positive and changing that language, flipping it to make yourself astute to the situation, so to make it better for yourself. This next thing is considered definitely part of the glamorous mindset, and that's to add to your vocabulary or even change your vocabulary. So what I mean is to get creative and make up expressions by yourself that nobody's ever heard of, because you are unique, you are glamorous. Be generous with your vocabulary. So instead of saying, oh, the movie was great, say it was exquisite, it was excellent, it was hilarious. If you meet someone who has a great personality that is absolutely charming, you can say that person is delicious. Yeah. Just get creative with however you're using your words, your vocabulary. I do this all the time to exaggerate because I like to get the point across. I like to what I call drop bombs. When I like to captivate people by exaggerating it, that will make you feel like you can laugh at it. Because I'm from Los Angeles and we have a very different language, and I will link the video up here on LA slang and language that we have that is very different from the rest of the US and the rest of the English speaking world in general. I think it's important to change up your vocabulary and don't say the movie sucks. Take it to another level all of a sudden just by saying that was entirely dreadful, like all the way through. So it gets you to be creative and to sound more eloquent and articulate when you speak with a bigger vocabulary, and it takes what you're saying a level further by how specific you're saying it. So if you say that was cool, it's like, okay, what does cool mean? There's so many ways to think of cool. Like cool doesn't mean it was cold, doesn't mean it was relaxed, doesn't mean it was trendy. Cool can mean so many things. So be more specific when you do speak. And a lot of slang isn't really specific. Sometimes it can be, yes, but when you speak more specifically to your vocabulary, you are communicating an even more intense message. Catch yourself when you are speaking. What words do you overuse? What phrases do you say that you could make better, could make clearer to get your message across? It also gets you to think more. Another way, just by doing this to expand your vocabulary, is books or podcasts, or it depends on who's talking in the podcast. If it's a very clever person, then yes, they're going to rub off on you and you're going to hear that more and you're going to be used to their language. Surround yourself also with people who use a bigger vocabulary. Like someone I know doesn't say maybe, and they make it a point not to say maybe because it's not very specific. So instead they say perhaps, because perhaps really hits it on the head when they say it. It's true. It more sense to the situation when they say perhaps or sincerely instead of seriously. You just sound a little bit more clever and people will look forward to talking with you because there's always something new that they will hear from you. I don't care how educated you are or how uneducated you are, because there's a lot of people who aren't as intelligent as their education. So just school yourself. I use this. What I will do sometimes when I'm writing an email, I will look up the word, the definition. Words that are similar to it will come up. I don't type in the thesaurus because words that are too different won't fit into the situation. It'll be specific to a different situation. I just type in the definition and it'll automatically show me words that are very much closer and more similar to the word I'm actually looking for. Sometimes when I'm just speaking or writing something, it really does help. Hi Fan Founders, be sure to give this a like to help other people find this information, and be sure to subscribe now to get more on how to be glamorous instantly without spending any money. I have the next part coming out really soon. It empowers people to have the information but also changes your life to actually implement it. So let me know in the comments if you try any of these tips and let me know how it goes. Don't forget to check out the self-image series because I have so much more glow up content coming out, and I also have a 30 days of beauty series where I try beauty products for at least 30 days. Sometimes I've tried something for 4 years and then I review it. If you want me to try something before you buy it, let me know in the comments below whatever product that you're interested in. So stay tuned and subscribe now. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you around.